Message from...
My name is Ms. Bennett. I'm a concerned mother who lost custody of my children. I could be part of the grievance. Hi, Ms. Roxanne. My name is Ms. Bennett, calling from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. A gentleman by the name of Brian Jones gave me your phone number because I'm about the grievance against DHS. My children were molested in DHS at a very young age. I found a conspiracy to put them in foster care to make money off of them. The judges was crooked, and there's a lot of unjust and civil rights violations going on in family court. To put them kids in a conspiracy, put the kids in the system, make money off of them. I'd like to help you expose the grievance and stuff. And please call me at 267-595-1729 by next Wednesday. My phone will be on until next Wednesday or next Tuesday, unless Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening. My email address is MISS, capital M, BENNETT@gmail.com. It's mbin@gmail.com. I'm trying to get organized against some mothers against DHS who lost their children unjustly. And I found that little children being sexually abused, conspiracy to sexually abuse these little children behind their mother's back. I found I could help expose the grievance. There's a website called traditionalvalues.org or either traditionalvalues.com to help you expose the child pedophile organization backed by civil liberties. Me and a lawyer named Paul Yahora from Community Legal Services, we went on a website about 5 years ago. We exposed the justice all on the paper. He stayed there for an hour and helped me expose the child pedophiles. He was Paul Yahora. He was a Japanese attorney from Community Legal Services at 1424 Chestnut. We get all this too. I want to track him down for a grand jury against these child pedophiles. Both my children were molested in DHS. Now I must expose this grievance all over the world, not just Philadelphia, but all around the world. God bless you. We must be united. Bye-bye.
It is March 26, 2011, and this is Hasana Bennett, and she has a testimony with regard to official corruption, fraud, civil rights felonies inflicted on her family by the officials associated with the Michael Nutter administration and Philadelphia Family Court judges and the CPS-funded state agency DHS management and dishonest social workers there. Within the context of our upcoming plan, 70 Families and Growing, $1 billion class action will sue City of Philadelphia, DHS for personal injuries, theft crimes inflicted upon the working class, student, and impoverished families of Philadelphia County. Go ahead, Miss Bennett.
Here's what happened. I was friendly with a social worker because I needed housing. And she called DHS on me. I told them DHS I was retarded. It was not true. They're making all kind of lies. And little children being molested in foster homes. I'm a witness to somebody else I met there. I'm a witness that the little kids being molested in foster homes. My baby girl's hip was dislocated by a victim of a grown person. Her hip was dislocated. She's not. I told them she's in an unsafe foster home. They put my son in a foster home with another culture. I'm not prejudiced, but they put another culture. And they put him on medication, turned him against me. I believe he was touched in a foster home because I saw him being held the wrong way. I'm a loving babysitter with 16 years experience. Nobody understood me. I've called the news and civil liberties everywhere possible. They never answer my help. No lawyer will take my case until I met Roxanne Grinage, who's a blessing to all of us. This has been falling on deaf ear. I've been calling all of them down the place.
Talk about Brian Jones, that you met Brian Jones first.
I met Brian Jones at a meeting. God bless his heart. And I found something happened to his children too, and I took it personally. I didn't even know him, but I know I met him.
Extreme retaliation. Nutter is the main defendant. Our current mayor, Michael Nutter, is the main defendant, along with DHS, for extreme acts of retaliation, where Brian Jones's 9 stepchildren with Veronica Spencer were ordered by a federal judge that were illegally transported August 27th by federal Jan E. DuBois memorandum, ordered returned, and instead of returning them, they are sending little Jasmine Kitchen into medically induced seizures. Brian Jones' stepdaughter, beating her, raping her. Malika Henderson, who was raped since she was 2 months old in DHS control, was cut in the throat, stabbed in the neck up at Kids Peace, a huge contractor, very recently. They're retaliating, trying to cover up, silence these children from telling the truth about whatever happened to them. We need federal intervention to protect the public safety. Our officials, particularly Nutter, is a defendant. Well, not only are we paying for his legal fees, he's trying to silence his very victims who complain about him. Wade D. Lee, Tanada P. Lee, had a child die and named Nutter, and 30 DHS defendants. And Wade P. Lee was actually an author, an entrepreneur whose business was wiped out, just like Higher Legs Administrative Services was. Roxanne Grinage. Anybody who tries to protect their civil rights and act lawfully as a plaintiff receives extreme, severe retaliation in terrorist acts, tyranny, false arrest, medical inflicted error, attempted murder. Okay, go ahead to continue telling your story.
My son is a newborn baby placed in a foster home. The lady said the lady let her son babysit. Her son is a 12-year-old. Let him babysit him, which has dyslexia. He's capable of doing harm to the baby. My son, when she picked him up, he started howling and screaming. And they placed him in a foster home with other boys and stuff, letting people babysit him. I believe he was touched, but he started looking feminine. He was looking feminine, and the lady wouldn't respond. I think she holding him against his will. He was heavily medicated to mess up his complexion, made him fat and out of shape, and I wanted him to be the best of the rest. I have 16 years of babysitting experience. I was lied on and said that there was a suspected case of child abuse against me. It was not true. I believe my baby girl was molested because she didn't look too happy, and they wouldn't let me visit her. My visitation was stopped for no reason.
What year did they take your children?
1991 and 1996, when they were newborns.
And did you get a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, he wouldn't speak up for me.
What was your court-appointed attorney's name?
His name was Neil Massantonio.
Okay.
And Barry Greenspan was the one who was supposed to defend me. He turned the judge against me. That was someone who stopped my visitation rights.
What was the name of the judge?
Edward Summers.
Oh, was there any other judge involved?
I don't remember another name. Another thing, the most important thing, I received a grievance letter at my house in South Philadelphia saying that there is a conspiracy to rape the children of America back to civil liberties. A lady by the name of Barbara Hurley from either Santa Monica or Santa Barbara, California wrote me a grievance letter. I don't know how she got in touch with me, but she did. And I called all over Philadelphia. Nobody would help me. No one would help me. They wouldn't even believe me. It's not right to not take me serious. Yes. My baby girl's hip was dislocated. It's a big, heavy-handed grown man in the foster home. I don't think little girls should be in foster home grown men. They doing everything to them foster kids. Everything impossible.
Yes.
And they stop the visitation rights and stuff. If I go past the foster home, they're going to call the cops on me.
Many people highly credentialed have documented the abuse and the way foster care is set up for the benefit of sexual predators as an industry.
Yes.
Kathleen Russell, Center for Judicial Excellence. She did the documentary and posted that at YouTube. She was invited to the White House on October 27th when Obama administration announced domestic violence awareness and recognized that the problem exists in the family court with refusing forgiving denials of protection of abuse when people go to protect their children from the very people that are abusing their children. That's who they give the family court has a financial reason to give the children there for the billable interests of the contractors. And many judges we're turning out are actually pedophilia protectors and have a financial interest because they sit on the boards of the contractors.
Yes. I have lived to more than 3 DHS commissioners. I begged them year to year so many times they know my name. I said my children were injured in DHS. They wouldn't help me. My honest lawyer told me that when they get injured, they're supposed to give them back to me. I didn't do nothing wrong. They were framed. That's how I found out I was framed.
What are your children's names now?
Latasha Bennett and Jermaine Goshaw. The lady turned him against me and got his name changed and put him on heavy medication. Now he don't want to come with me now.
Parent alienation. That's an injury. The first injury that occurs is the separation trauma injury when you separate a child from the child's protector, the caregiver.
The lady's son is 11 years old. My son's newborn. He had him and holds them in a sexual way. They have a clean mind. I'm a loving mother. I have 16 years of babysitting experience and never injured a child. I have a clean child abuse experience. They lie and say child abuse.
How old are your children now?
My daughter's 15 and my son is 20. I believe my son is. I believe he was touched in a foster home.
Where's your daughter now?
I know she's on the boulevard with unsafe foster home.
She's in a foster home now and it's unsafe.
I believe something happened to her in the foster home. They beat her. I think the lady did something to her. The people did something to her.
But I'm saying, do you have any communication with her at all?
No, I called to track the mother down, and she lied and said she wasn't there. But somebody who know me coincidentally saw my daughter in school.
Yeah.
So one of my friends saw my daughter in school on the boulevard.
That's what we're learning by collaborating and sharing our information. We're learning that the strength of the community is stronger than any court system, and our community will rally and help each other and share information. Our strength is going to be in our ability to collaborate, in our numbers, and by talking to each other, because we have a common interest, which is the best interest of our children, and we find out we have a common enemy, which is a financially driven, corruption poison court system with elected officials with no ethics, no
They
morals.
wouldn't take my story. I called Channel 6 year. They wouldn't take my story.
No second-term nutter. No second-term nutter. Go ahead, Mr.
I called all the news stations. They won't take my story. They won't take my grievance or nothing. But they take minor stories like little cats in a tree. They won't take my story, though. I called civil liberties.
We've documented that the news is also financially driven. What the news reports is driven by the sponsorship dollars, and the people, the incumbents like Michael Nutter, they're in control of the taxpayer funding. They're in control of the election funds, and they can use it for unethical reasons. Just like Nutter just used campaign contributions to file the unethical petition to stop Milton Street to stop Milton Street from being on the ballot, but he didn't win. He wanted to deprive Philadelphians of the opportunity to even have another choice of candidate to vote for in the Democratic
To make matters worse, I was put out the shelter after my children. I went to the shelter. If I had my baby, they put me out the shelter for no reason. I wanted to be there at the shelter to raise my children, get 6 months of housing. My cousin went to the same shelter I went to one time and got a house. I was lied on, put out the shelter. Every time I went
to public services, we're finding out, is all database driven. When we talk about using U.S. Citizens Public Docket Database as an administrative solution, it's based on databasing. They track and see where you are. Like, we have so many claims, so many incidents of when you go in to get the services, the housing that's intended, that the money is there for, this CPS funding, the federal funding is there for you to have housing, shelter, and various things that you go get help for. That's where they target you, especially drug and alcohol treatment. That's when you come in, you are literally a bunch of fish in a pool that they identify you as the victim pool. They find out how many children you got, where are your children, and these are the billable heads for transport. You're actually targeted when you go for the services, and that's the fraud. The fraud is that those caseworkers and social workers and the people in charge of how that money is spent is supposed to make sure it gets spent to preserve you and your family. But instead, they siphon it and embezzle it into their own pockets by telling lies and committing crimes.
Okay, me and a lawyer from Community Legal Services at 1424 Chestnut in downtown Philadelphia named Paul Uhura, we tracked down a child pedophile organization called traditionalvalues.org. We found all kinds of child pedophiles on the website. I want everybody to check that website down, traditionalvalues.org.
Traditionalvalues.org. Okay, this is getting too long for us to put up a YouTube, so I'm going to end it here, okay? And the next time you see us, we're going to be at the breakfast. It'll be footage of what happens to talk to
one of y'all mothers, if they just come to the hospital, don't sign anything. That's how they prey on the little mothers in the hospital.
Oh, good.
Don't
very good advice. Do not sign anything.
What I was signing.
Do not sign anything. They get you to sign these contracts. Many of them are blank, and they fill in the blanks later. And that's how they commit so much slander and defamation against us. All right, we're here with Janice Brown and Maurice West, so we're going to pick them up now. God bless everyone. See you guys at the Pentecostal Political Awareness Breakfast. Talk to the candidates. God bless.